Hi guys, it's Mrs. Mabbott again with the I Survived the Destruction of Pompeii. Now we're on chapter 11. Tata was silent for most of the ride down, hunkered deep inside his thoughts. Marcus could sense that he was trying to assemble a huge puzzle in his mind to make sense of all of they had seen. As they came to the bottom of the mountain, Tata had his theory, and he explained it all to Marcus in terrifying detail. Some mountains are not just solid rock, Tata began. They are filled with gases and fire and melted rock. Virgil wrote about such a mountain in Greece called Etna. Virgil was one of Rome's most famous writers. Virgil told of a terrible eruption maybe 100 years ago, Tata continued. He said that fire and ash shot from the mountain into the sky, and that day turned into night, and a burning cloud swept down the mountain, destroying everything in its path. Tata turned to look at Marcus. I never imagined it could be true, Tata said. I thought it was just an exciting tale, but now we have seen for ourselves. Yes, they had, though Marcus still couldn't quite believe it all had happened. The earth tremors, the killer clouds, the foul water, the dead sheep, flames shooting out of the ground, and that terrifying explosion. It was stranger than any tale Marcus had ever read. It all makes sense, Tata said. What is happening now on Vesuvius tells me that the worst is yet to come, that the entire mountain is about to explode. Marcus shivered, though the heat was searing. Will Pompeii be destroyed, he said. Tata was silent for a moment. I have no doubt, Tata said finally. Marcus held Tata tighter. I met an old woman yesterday, a beggar, he said, remembering the woman's shining green eyes and gnarled hands. She said the strangest thing to me, that Pompeii was doomed, that the city would burn. I thought she was a mad woman, but what she said was right. She could read the future. I don't believe in prophets and witches, Tata said, but nature sends out warnings. Why do you think all of the animals have fled? They felt the tremors, they scented the sulfur, tasted the water. Their instincts told them to flee. Linus would have said the old woman is keenly sensitive, or that she has the mind of a great scientist. It was hard to imagine that poor old bag discussing science with Tata and Linus, but what Tata had said made sense. Where will we go? Marcus asked. Tata didn't answer right away. Then he slowed Peg to a stop and turned in the saddle to face Marcus. We need to warn the people of Pompeii, he said. They have no idea what is about to happen. If we don't warn them, they could all be killed. It took Marcus a moment for Tata's words to sink in. Was he really saying they should go to the very city about to be destroyed? A city where slave hunters were prowling through every valley with their spears and chains? Marcus didn't want to go anywhere near that wretched city. He and Tata needed to save themselves, to get as far away as they could, now. I don't understand, Marcus said. Tata touched Marcus's hand. But you do. There are more than 10,000 people living in Pompeii. It's our duty to warn them of what is about to happen. Marcus tried to look away from Tata, but their eyes were locked together. And Marcus recognized something in Tata's gaze. It was the same determined look that Marcus had always imagined on the faces of his heroes as they prepared for their battles. Hadn't Osidius and Hercules risked their lives over and over? Hadn't they plunged into danger without thinking whether they'd come out alive? Marcus had read so many stories of heroic warriors, but it was only now, looking at his father, that he finally understood what it meant to have honor, to be a hero. Marcus reached deep inside himself, trying to summon some courage of his own. To his surprise, he found more than he had expected. He sat taller. Yes, I understand, Tata. Marcus saw the flash of pride on Tata's face before he turned back around. He gave Peg a pat, and off they galloped on their tattered mare toward the doomed city of Pompeii. And that is the end of chapter 11.